This week, Alex returns as we catch up on Pocopia, Scott's heel turn, and dive into the gaming hills we're willing to die on. Plus, in this week's Pixel Picks Showdown, we're crowning the best game that split the fan base. All this and more on this week's Pixel Parents Podcast. Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Pixel Parents Podcast, the show that discusses all things gaming from the perspective of parents. I am your host, Liam Kirk-Kelvin, and today I am joined by the veiled one, Alex. How are we doing?
Hello, I'm back again. I mean, I don't know what these rumours are that me and Scott don't like each other and can't be on a podcast together, but maybe, who knows?
You
but
never
yeah, I'm
see
good.
them.
How are you?
Not bad, man. I'm just going to say, you never see the two of you in the same place. Are these the same person? Who knows?
One time we've been in the same place together once.
That is true. That is true. Maybe that's where it started.
Right.
What happened?
That's a story for another day, that one.
Of course I am. No, I'm good, man. It's great to have you back on the show, as always. But yeah, Scott can't join us this week because he is moving house, as we like to say, up here. So by the time this goes out, actually, he'll be in there. So I'm sure everybody will join us and wish them all the best in his new house and his new adventure. And I will be nice and settled. No doubt playing games by the time that this goes live. Doing the priorities first, you know, Alex, getting all that stuff sorted.
Exactly. Praying for these new neighbours.
That's true. Hollywood Scott Curry. But by that, man, it's been a few months since we've had you on. How's 2026 been for you so far?
Aye, good. Can't believe we're nearly Easter already, and the year just feels like it's disappearing. But it's been a nice steady start to the year in terms of games wise. Gets through a few big games, a few wee games. Just taking my time, enjoying all my devices.
Indeed.
And yeah, all good.
Excellent, man. No, I'm with you. I've been trying to commit to some stuff, and I managed to acquire something that I'll get to in a wee minute, because there is a big game that I'm keen to get your thoughts on, because I know you've been a busy man with said big game, and I'm really keen just to hear what you're making of it. But get some housekeeping at the road before we do that. So, of course, for those that don't know, this is the Pixel Parents Podcast, which is a weekly gaming show by parents discussing all things gaming whilst raising little ones. Now, you can get new episodes every Friday on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So please subscribe to us on YouTube so you don't miss our tired faces. And also you can find us in Blue Sky at pixelparents.bsky.social, or email us at pixelparentspodcast@gmail.com with any questions. And finally, you can support the show for free at patreon.com/pixelparents. You get bonus shows, there's community chats. It costs you nothing. It's all there. If you want that, it'd be great to have you on there. And finally, just share the podcast line with your friends, do the 5-star review, the whole thing. Whatever you do, it helps us out. So thank you to everybody that does join us each and every week. So, it's all out of the way, Alex. Before the takes get spicy, as is tradition when we welcome you on the show, how have you been enjoying Pokemon Pocopia?
It's a hard one to explain, because I'm no way, and I'm saying that in the Mimics Fail this week as well, like, I'm not a Pokemon guy. I've never been a Pokemon guy. Like, I feel like I was just at that age where I just missed it. I was just a year or two ahead of it. But oh my God, this game, it's something else. I've loved every second of my 42 hours in 1 week.
Wow.
Like,
oh wow!
I mean, and I think that basically says it all. Yeah. Like, it consumed me, which I worried that it would. I absolutely worried that it would, but it absolutely did. And it's great. Like, it's just such. I think I described it when I rolled credits on it the other day, and I think I described it as just such a warm hug of a game.
Yeah,
because ultimately that's what it is. Like, it's not. It kind of holds your hand, it takes you through it. It lets you do it in whatever way you want to do it. So if you want to be that person that has this beautiful little island and little biome, you can, or you can be like me and you can just get all the bits in the right places to do what you need to do, and it can be an absolute shithole, but it still does the job. Like, and I'm quite happy with that. Or my
Yeah.
Pokemon are quite happy with that. And yeah, I loved it. I've absolutely loved it, and I've managed to rein it back in a wee bit, so I'm down to maybe like 45 minutes a day instead of like 4.5 hours a day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah. I love that. A warm hug of a game. I couldn't agree more, man. Like, and I'm also really pleased to hear how you tend to set up the islands there, because I was feeling really bad because I've seen there's a lot of like screenshots on Blue Sky and stuff of people actually they're so talented at putting these like
Yeah.
places together, and mine just looks like a heap. Like, it's like, yeah, there's a wee straw bed. Maybe if I can get round to it, there's a wee den of sorts. But I don't know. I'm quite happy just kind of doing my own thing. And yeah, I mean, there's no pressure in the game to do that. You could find a way to kind of spam the environment levels a little bit if you wanted to move on. But there's always something to do, and there's always something pulling your attention. And oh man, it's perfect. I found that at the weekend, you talk about that consumption piece. Yeah, like I think Saturday I must have put in about 5.5 hours on Saturday throughout the course of the day. I've been playing it like my son has been watching me, and I felt quite bad because we were speaking about it last week, and that it can be probably a bit intense for a 5-year-old, this type of game, but
Yeah.
it also is absolute, candy to their eyes. It's like, ooh, that looks cool. So you're trying to kind of coach them through it a bit, but I've then discovered Pallet Town inside this game. That's not a spoiler, I think it was already out there, but basically in there it acts as like the sandbox, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you're like, so I'm like, this is your space. You can just go in here and you can explore and you can rock smash everything until there's nothing left to your heart's content. And I'll help him along the way a bit. And that way you can have my cake and eat it, because you've seen me play this so much. Pokemon Fire Red has lost its allure a little bit because it's like that's 2D sprite based, as we all know, and he was enjoying it, but they're so used to 3D stuff now, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I get it. It's fair enough. But
No.
it's one of those ones where I did, and I'm putting this in people's radars, right? Alex, are you aware that you get Nintendo points when you're playing these games?
Yes.
Do you use them often?
Sometimes, because I will go and like, I like to order like the wee notepads and stuff, because my son likes all those wee bits and bobs. So every so often I'll just go in and spend
Aye.
quite a few of them and get a few things at a time with that £2 delivery and see what tap end up. I mean, some of the stuff in this room is used from those points. Some of the
Yes.
pictures and that in the wall are where they came from.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I say it because I've only ever got like Animal Crossing coasters that I've got here at the desk, but I picked this up. I don't know if the camera can see it, but it's just
did you get a Ditto notebook?
I've got a wee little notebook. Look at it, it's cool. But I'm using this as kind of like it's lovely. It's got like Pokemon inside it and all that. But I'm going to just use this as my backlog journal because I'm trying to get it off my phone. I'm going low tech, because I'm finding now. I don't know how you're feeling this way, and you like Pokemon Procopia. It doesn't just ask a bit of your time. It absolutely engulfs it, demands
Yes.
it doesn't, it suffocates the time out you. And it's good because it's probably the last time I felt this way was Animal Crossing, to be honest. And because it's a routine need to go back to that game. But because of that, something's got to give, and the backlog just grows, man. There's always on about this time of year, and you think, I've got this, oh crap. And then you've got the likes of Crimson Desert, which will be out by the time this show goes live, which looks like that could be another 100-odd hour game easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. How are you faring with the old backlog so far this year?
It just gets bigger. Like there's no. I end up like I've been probably a wee bit better this year in terms of focusing on what I'm actually playing and not jumping into as many things as what I normally do. Like I've been really bad in the past of jumping in and out of like 5 or 6 games at a time, whereas I've been much better at starting and finishing a game this year. Like I've got through the two Yakuza games and then that and some something else. I can't remember, but there's been a few.
Yeah.
But I've certainly not done anything other than add to the backlog. And that's only going to continue because, I mean,
Yeah.
look at this year. I'm sure we kind of mentioned it the last time I was on, but it's just stacked.
It's just getting worse. Like there's things that are coming up, and you're like, you take Crimson Desert for example, and it's one of those games that you will always see at state of plays and all that, and you're like, that was pretty cool, but it never had the release date. Then all of a sudden it gets to start of the year. Here we go. Well, that's March, and that's going to be a big time sink. Then Pocopia we'd all seen it, but it didn't really start to gather pace until those previews came out when people were like, oh wait, this is actually quite good, and we all started to take attention. And again, us in January not having really that at the top of the list, but that's kind of what happens, isn't it? Like, it's not until these previews come out and it's like, no, you should be paying attention to this, and it's like, damn. Like, and best laid plans, and then you start to do. I'm doing silly things now, Alex. Started the year well, right? Had like South of Midnights, playing stuff on the Rogue, starting to just kind of burn through some old and new games, allegedly old games as well. And I do daft things like install Starfield because of this is Starfield Direct that happened this week, and be like, that was cool. I'm just going to go back and wander about there for a bit and spend an evening in that. And I'm my own worst enemy, but I know you're also a Starfield enjoyer. Did that do anything for you this week?
A wee bit. There's a wee bit of me like, I'm like, I want to play Starfield in the PS5 Pro because I just want to see it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's more where I'm kind of going. I'm like, there's nothing that's really kind of saying I really want to go back in and do anything with it. But
absolutely.
I wouldn't mind just another playthrough on the Pro.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that, and I feel for Starfield because it didn't have that immediate wow factor.
No.
But there's still a really good game underneath that hood, and they're adding more and more stuff. And I was watching it thinking, damn, I wish that this was there at launch, because it's all quality of life stuff as well as just some cool things they've added in there, new features and gimmicks, I suppose. But it's a really it's a cool game. Like it's not like the usual like Mass Effect type space RPGs you would get. It's a lot more, I don't know, somber at points, and it's just kind of a little bit more measured take on sci-fi, which I appreciate. But yeah, that being said, I have been teetering, like, and just tinkering on the road to try and get it run at its best as well. And I'm like, now it's Starfield. Beforehand, it was me going back toward Dark Souls for no reason, like kind of having like simultaneous playthroughs of 1 and 2. Because I apparently hate myself, and I'm just trying to procrastinate all my time away. But
why not?
Why not? You know what I mean? But it does raise an important point, and it's a good segue into the next talking point here, which obviously this week has been dominated by fantastic memes all around DLSS 5, and Starfield was one of the one of the games that unfortunately was there to kind of be the platform for the absolute pounding that Nvidia has been taking, quite rightfully so. Well, I give a little background just for our listeners who perhaps don't know what we're talking about, if they're somehow been lucky to avoid the internet this week. First of all, before I give a background, Alex, you laughed. So I'm assuming you're very aware of the memes that's been circling this week.
I have seen some. Like I've not seen a lot because I have been actively trying not to be on social media as much recently. But
good call.
I have seen bits and pieces of some of these things, and you're just like, everybody just likes to shoot themselves in the foot. Like
it is incredible, man. Like, it was just all this public reaction to Nvidia. They've unleashed this DLSS 5 neural rendering technology. So I've got my notes here. Now, go to places like TechRadar and stuff like that. If you want our Tom's Guide, go to all these places for a much better and in-depth rundown that I'm about to give you here. I'm just going to give you the broad strokes, but basically, Nvidia were pitching this as at GTC, and they were saying it's a real-time neural rendering model that's using AI to infuse games with photoreal lighting and materials rather than just upscaling it that we'd probably see in the current DLSS and things like the Pisser as well. So Jensen Huang, he called it the GPT moment for graphics. So he's promising that massive leap in realism while preserving artist control. And there's a few bits and bobs here, but under the hood, it doesn't really matter. But basically, they showed it. They showed off what it can do. And there's a lot of backlash because it has this yassified AI slop kind of look to everything, particularly screenshots with Grace from like Resident Evil 9 that's
Yeah.
doing a lot of the rounds just now, and Starfield. And the reaction on social media has been absolutely gargantuan. And I'd say overwhelmingly negative to the point of ridicule, but they're saying it just looks like one of these kind of like bullshit AI in Instagram filter apps, you know, characters all of a sudden have fuller lips. It looks like they've been shot with the Simpsons makeup gun. You know, it's just very, very unnatural AI face. And the weird thing is, it totally distracts from the scenery and the environment that's behind it because it's quite grotesque, I would say. But I mentioned those like the screenshot with Grace's appearance, and that's probably the most popular one you'll see. Alex, I mean, what was your thoughts on seeing this? I mean, what are we doing?
And I mean, that is basically it, is what are we doing? Like, why do we need this? Why are we at that stage? I mean, I understand the need for DLSS and stuff, and more on the stuff, what you were mentioning before, and the upscaling and the performance and the efficiency and that side of things.
Yeah.
This layer on top of it is just a step too far. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need that level of realism. We just need, and I mean, this is kind of sometimes it's content over quality for me. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't need a game to look like it's real people in front of me doing this, that, and the next thing. If it's
Yeah.
engrossing and engaging enough, then I don't really care if there's a few rough edges here or there, or I certainly don't want it to look like, as you say, someone's just been slapped with all this makeup and it's just like, oh, look, and you're just like, what are we?
What are we
Why
doing?
did they even think this was going to go down well? Why do we think this is the route that we want to be going
It's
down? Like, just make the tech better and more efficient. Don't make it. Oh, yeah.
yeah. No, you're
Frustrating.
right, and it's the whole the on the one side you have the question about artistic direction, of course, which is very, very important and and essential for games. Games Radar, they had a cool report up, and they're saying that Epic Games' senior environment artist Arman Nouri, he was saying that he worries that this new generation of gamers are going to grow up thinking AI slop is normal. And I think,
Yeah.
I fear that the horse might have bolted on that already just because of how prevalent these shit apps are, like with all these filters, and it's like makes its way into the games now. And someone else, I think, had said it was like a Scarlett Johanssonification. I seen that on social. I can't remember what it was, so apologies. I should really reference that, but search it and you'll get the original yourself. But it's one of those ones where I'm looking at it and I was thinking to myself, I'm actually quite almost glad that they're showing their hand early here, because obviously Nvidia has a big, massive part to play in the AI push that's happening just now across the globe. But see, if this is the future of gaming, I could quite happily be like, well, that little gremlin inside me that wants the new shiny toys all the time, he might be a wee bit quieter if that's the difference. You know what I
Aye.
mean? If that's the difference, I'm like, I'm cool. I'll just take the non-yassified version of the game, thank you, or I'll just go back into my PS3 and PS4 backlogs and stuff and just be fun that way. Just enjoy a bit of slow gaming for a while. But yeah, it's not. That's a positive I can take from it.
But
It may save me money.
it's very much that way, though. You're like, so we're going to have to pay more money for the stuff that we want to buy because you're buying all the RAM for this pish.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like GeForce Now. Let's sign up to that, and then we get games that look like this. It's like, nah, you're
can't
okay.
wait.
I know. I'm not going to own anything. We're just going to be paying subscriptions for this crap. But I would say as well. So we mentioned like Starfield. So Todd Howard, obviously main man over at Bethesda, he wasn't so dismissive of it. He did come out and say like this DLSS 5 is going to allow the artistic style to shine without being limited by real-time rendering. Capcom executive producer Jun Takuchi, he called it a step forward for visual fidelity. And you even had people like Epic Games, a producer there, Jean-Pierre Kelms, they're talking about how like the improved lighting and the subsurface scattering are impressive. And he also says that if the feature were presented as a hardware upgrade rather than AI, people would praise it. And that's kind of paraphrase from what he'd given to PC Gamer. But I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, that's a rough one. That like kind of it does make you think. So I'm like, right, are we bulking at it for what it looks like, or is it because it's AI? Personally, I think we're bulking at it because of what it looks like. You know what I mean? You could say that was a PlayStation 6 and we'd all be like, that looks rotten. Like there's something about it that's actually quite ugly and off-putting to the human eye, I think. It's just a
But and I
thing.
suppose those guys are thinking about it from the technological perspective rather than for, oh, look at this
Yeah.
shite that they're showing. Like, but there probably is, like, the actual technology, there probably is huge benefits in the development. Which, yeah, but we need to make sure that we don't end up with that. We want
Yeah.
it. We want what we've got in probably a more efficient way. We don't necessarily want things to be even better because there's only, like, it's not like we're going to continue to get better monitors, better hardware, better this, better that. We almost want to use this technology to elongate the life cycles of the technology that we've got, to make it a more efficient process, to make the games, to make it the hardware run it better so that we don't need to replace it as much and make the things more capable. And if it brings that side of things up to par, then great. But
Yeah.
if it's just for the sake of, like, oh, super realistic, photorealistic, oh my God, this is, how amazing does this look? I'm like, aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
And at what point does it stop becoming a game? At that point, you know, like if we're just trying to, photorealism definitely has its limits. You know, I think we've kind of reached that point a long time ago. I'm quite happy, like games, WWE 2K26, for example. That looks phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal just now. And I'm like, I don't really know how much further we want to push this because
Yeah.
it's weird, and I don't know. It's, of course, there's the other side of the coin as well, right? So you've got Nvidia CEO and black leather jacket enjoyer Jensen Huang, and he basically says that everybody's completely wrong on the backlash. And I'm like, PR masterclass right there. You know, everybody, you've shown something, everybody hates it, and you can just say they're completely wrong. And I suppose that one way to take that is it's happening, it's here, and this isn't something new. And you're
Yeah.
right, like what it's going to do for development, if it's a productivity hack for developers, actual human beings with artistic integrity and a creative license there to create everything we love about games, cool. If it becomes just a generative engine where you get like me, an absolute donkey, and I can go, I want a game that's basically Assassin's Creed but X, you know, and then I can fart out a game that looks like that and it's really terrible to play. I don't want that to be the future of game development.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because God knows what you'll get. You know, these people are, you know, talented, creative individuals, and you want to make sure that they've got the best tools at hand, but not ones that comes at the detriment of their craft. But I think we're all on that same page. I've yet to see somebody outside of a corporate environment, spokesperson, that's actually coming out and saying, I'm in favour of this. You know, DLSS 5 looks fantastic. I don't know. I've yet to see them. If there's somebody watching or listening that is in that camp, please let us know, because I'd be fascinated to pick your brains and ask if it was sore when you hit your head. All these things considered, but yeah, it's never a dull week. We're getting to that point of the year, aren't we, Alex, where things are going to start to ramp up ahead of the Summer Game Fest season.
Yeah.
And we're going to start to get a lot more new games, and we're probably going to get a lot more buzz around the game I know you're dying to play, which is Grand Theft Auto 6. So we're going to get all that stuff coming up, but that's going to dominate stuff, and you're probably just going to get people getting stuff out way before it as expected, so that they don't get anywhere near that juggernaut. But yeah, it's it's
I
been
want
a
them
week
to
one.
release stuff around it so I've got stuff to play.
I don't think you're going to be short on things, to be fair. There is going to be somebody outside of a Call of Duty. There is going to be something cool, you know, because you're right. There's not everybody will be playing it. You still have to have a good variety. And do you know what? My money's on Nintendo, just to drop something massive right before that game comes out, just for the sake of it.
Oh, here's a new Mario.
Yeah.
I mean, it won't, but you never know.
Is it your move, Rockstar? There's a Mario and a Zelda. Yeah.
Get that up,
Exactly. Oh man, but yeah, Interesting, mate. I mean, before I move on to the next, anything else you want to kind of put on people's radars in terms of playing? So I know you're a fan of playing a lot of cool wee indie games as well, Alex, but anything you've been playing lately?
Do you know, to be fair, I haven't really been playing many recently because I've been playing is Picopia and WWE 2K26.
Oh,
like,
right.
that's been the two games in rotation at the minute. So, yeah, I'm like my indie side down. Yeah, I need to.
It's WrestleMania season, man. WrestleMania season. We've got to get in the spirit.
You get in the spirit. I mean, I'm not necessarily looking forward to WrestleMania, given how pish.
I know.
Well, particularly Raw. SmackDown's not too bad, but Raw's terrible.
Well, it's been on the ropes for a while, isn't it? Pun fully intended.
Yeah.
And on that note, I mean, how is the game? Is it decent?
It's good. I am enjoying it. I'm absolutely enjoying it. It's just an iteration. Like, it's a nice wee iteration. I'm playing a wee bit of everything, so I quite like doing my faction. Wee bit of building my fit. But I've not played as much as I want or intended to because of those wee pocket monsters. So
has Picopia made warmed you up to the potential of checking out a mainline Pokemon entry?
No,
not yet.
Nah.
Give it time, folks. Give it time. I'll work on them.
See, I don't know. I can't see it. Nah. I was going to try kind of like sugarcoat it in some way, but like, no.
See, that's the thing. Like, I hate to keep harping on about Pokopia, right? I will move on after I make this last point, but what I love about it is it's just that little shake up in the formula within the franchise that it needed, because I've fallen away from the mainline Pokemon games because it is very much like, I hate to use the words, baby's first RPG or JRPG, but there's a feeling when you're playing the mainline entries, it's like, this feels like it's very much like not for me, and I'm saying that as a grown man designing villages around Pokemon, but it feels a little bit more like, I don't know, a little bit more involved than the mainline Pokemon experience, which is what I'm enjoying about it, and it's been good to relive that, to be fair. And they're using a lot of the good Pokemon as well, so if you're on the fence but buying it, second week in a row, treat yourself. It's well worth it. Look at Alex. He's not slept in 2 weeks. That's how good it is.
I can tell.
But yeah, we'll move on to the main topic because, that's all the cool stuff out there. But it's time for, of course, Alex is back in the show. And we like to get things spicy when Alex is on the show. And we won't disappoint this week as well. But before we do, I want to move on and just kind of let you know once again about a free Patreon community, which is at patreon.com/pixelparents, where you can get every show, chats, bonus shows, including Side Quest with Scott, Pixel Pinfalls, and the patch notes, free all the time. And if you can, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/@pixelparentspodcast. Right, let's do it. Alex, the main topic this week is very simply titled, The Gaming Hills We're Willing to Die On. No caveats, no hedging here. The rules here are very simple. We just get to be cranky old farts, Alex, and just kind of share anything in gaming that we'll never change our mind on, which I thought is perfect.
Aye, that's fair. That is fair.
I mean, the rules are simple, right? It can be about a game, it can be about a gaming habit, or even a trend. We just get to be spicy, get to be honest, and we won't be toxic. We will try that, people. There might be stuff you might disagree with, but we're not trying doing it to be toxic. But yeah, Alex, it's also your chance to maybe right some wrongs that Hollywood Scott Curry has been doing in the weeks that's gone by, because he's been on a few hills in the past few weeks.
I think he's formed his own version of the fucking Himalayas.
Yeah, so maybe this is a chance to offer some rebuttals to his recent heel turn. But I'll let you kick things off. So Alex, what's one hill that you're absolutely not backing down from?
I should not need to play 3 hours of a game to get into it.
Okay, I like that.
There's nothing worse than somebody tells me, it's like, you just need to get past that first 3 or 4 hours and then you'll really enjoy it. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like, no.
You're right.
Like, if I don't enjoy it from the beginning, I'm not waiting 3 or 4 hours to enjoy it.
Do you know the worst bit about it is, I can think back of many occasions of actually saying that to people and being very conscious of it. It's like, if I heard that, I'd be like, no chance. But it's like, no, after the first 15 hours. And I say this as an Assassin's Creed enjoyer. You know, give it 10, 15 hours and it clicks and you enjoy it. But yeah, no, that's a fair one. I'm sure a lot of people will agree with you on that. Although there are probably some games, I'm thinking Yakuza, ones like
Can
that might
enjoy
be a
them
bit
for the
of,
beginning.
some of them are a slow burn though. Like a dragon, bit of a slow burn. I mean, just to really let it get, I mean, you could argue Procopia as well. I mean, I think the first 5 hours of that game, both is setting stuff up. Don't get me wrong, it's great. Some
But
people might
even
just
then,
like,
I think from the first 5 hours of that game, you don't really know what you're doing and you don't know what's going on, but you're still
Yeah.
enjoying everything you're doing.
The intrigue.
And it's that way, it's like, oh, shiny.
True. I mean, I suppose we've been playing a bit of Greedfall, the Dying World, and that does have a very slow start to it, to the point where I'm like, I can see a lot of people dropping off that, to be fair. So yeah, I totally get it. It's a good one. Good hill. Good little mound to kick things off.
Yeah,
I've made notes, obviously, in preparation, because I don't want to be a complete amateur here. But I'm going to kick things off with one that I've been circling around in the past few months. No surprise to any listeners, but for me, I'm just going to say it. I'm sick of trying. I really am sick of trying, and I can't lie anymore. But I think extraction shooters are a bore. And I'm going to die in this hill. That's it. I'm planting a flag there, and there are people coming after me. But I have tried, Alex. Like I really have thought this could be the new thing, and for me, I find it just rather boring. You know what I mean? And this is a subjective thing, but I'm willing to die in the hill. It's just that I have had those moments in Ark Raiders, where it's like it's good fun, but it's mainly just coming out of the banter or something silly someone's doing.
yeah.
And then I looked at like Marathon. I mean, I checked out almost immediately because I'm like, I'm just not into this at all. Like,
No.
I find it so boring. If I was going to play a multiplayer shooter, which to be fair, in my wise era here, as I'm getting older, I'm probably veering more away from the multiplayer arenas, to be fair. People can say that's a young person's game. But if I'm going to play something, I'm going to play something I'm getting in and out of, and, playing Overwatch or something like that instead of that, as opposed to, Arc Raiders or the Marathon type thing. I don't know. I'm just finding the trend interesting because I'm finding them just rather boring. And that's I'm setting it my stall up there, Alex. I don't know what you make of that one.
I mean, I would probably take it even further and just say all first-person shooters. But like that's just me. Because I hate Call of Duty. I hate all of that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a shooter person. Like I'll try the odd thing, and if it's like a good campaign or something, that's different. But like just general first-person shooting.
Yeah. I appreciate it. I do appreciate
But yeah, I'm with you in extraction shooter. It's just like that next trend that almost died before it came in.
Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. Like it's I wanted to be excited about it, and I think it's if you're someone with unlimited time and you could stream or just like play with a group of friends in that, I have no doubt you could have a laugh. But I'm like, that's probably more representative of the company you're keeping rather than the actual game itself.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, so good. There's two good hills here, right, Alex? You're up next.
And that says probably more about me than anything else. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with taking the easy option in difficulty.
Yeah, I agreed.
Gaming is about enjoyment, not about challenge. Maybe you want that challenge, you've got the options here. But if you just want to enjoy it and you want to play game in story mode, then you should not feel ashamed of doing that. And you should never then, currently adding on to that, you shouldn't be penalised by fucking trophy lists or achievement lists by playing it on the easiest option.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I mean, I've got a similar one wrote down here. Just beating a game on easy still makes you a gamer, and I think difficulty is just another thing to tweak in my eyes. It's just about the experience, and you're right. I think that's why I gravitate if I'm doing a platinum run. Not so much these days; I just don't have the time. But if I'm doing a platinum run, the Sony exclusives have recently, the past few years, been really good at that, taking out the difficulty ones. But see, maybe like way back in the day, like even like the Xbox 360 era, with achievements and stuff, they'd always have one like beat the game on uber crunching, hard stinking difficulty. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Just puts you off straight away.
Yeah, it's total padding. And the interesting debate always comes round like when there's a new Soulsborne game. You had it a few weeks ago with Neo 3. I play these games, I'm like, I don't see any harm in having a lower difficulty in there just for somebody willing to experience it, because it might encourage them to be like, maybe I'll have a wee go at harder, because there's still a lot to love within these games, but you're just creating a big barrier. And I know it's like, that's kind of the point. The point is the difficulty. I appreciate that. As someone, who's played and beat many of these games, no flex. But I don't play it and I'm like that. I'm more of a gamer because of that. To be fair, most of the time I'll probably go for a casual difficulty, if I'm honest, because I'm like, I just want to kind of breeze through this. Like I can't be bothered.
I'm the same. I won't even think about it now. I'm just like, nah, I don't really need the challenge. I want just to play the game, and you have enough challenges in life these days that you don't really want to add them into the game and to make it even harder for yourself. You're there to switch off, not to be like, oh fuck this, man. Like,
oh no, there's nothing worse, man. Like, and I think that experience in Neo 3, right? And I was playing it and I just could not get past one of these bosses. So luckily I managed to get Scott on just to kind of co-op with us, and then we ended up just blasting through it, and it opened up just this entire new valley, and it was great. I was like, cool, because at one point I was like, I can't believe I'm about to just put this game down because I can't be bothered. It's like spending, that boss took me 7 hours. It's like that could genuinely be most of my week some weeks in terms of like time spared I've got to game, if it's a bad week. But I'm like, I do get it. I see the argument on either side, but yeah, I think putting it on easy mode still carries a taboo. We're not vocal enough about it. So I'm with you, man. Yeah, there's two people on that hill. We can die on that hill together. Absolutely. I'm trying to look through my list here for some spicier ones here, because I know the extraction shooter one was a bit of an easy one if you've been listening. Here's one here. So this is coming back to what you had said earlier, Alex. You might agree with me, because I don't think you'll have played it. But Titanfall 2, as I mentioned, it is not one of the best first-person shooters of all time. And I feel like we need to kill this myth, because I'm sick of listening to other podcasts with lists.
Oh no, see, I like
it keeps coming up.
I loved it.
No, I'm alone in this hill. I think I had a good
alone
level.
in that hill. I can't support this hill.
He's on his own, people. He's on his own.
Yeah.
It was going to happen at some point, but yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm saying it's not one of the best of all time, which is put on a pedestal, and that's the part that rips my knitting, because I'm like, nah, man, we're overselling this. Like, you're going to buy that game for £3. You're going to play what is mostly a 6 out of 10 game, and it'll have one cool wee level, and that's pretty much it. I don't know. It's something I've noticed a lot coming up on other podcasts I've been listening to. I just keep on hearing bits about Titanfall 2. It's quite interesting. Don't know where that's come from.
It's a great game.
Good game. But not one of the greatest.
Greatest first-person shooter campaign.
Oh, boo. Well, go on, hit me with your next shot then. What have you got?
Oh.
Let's get spicy.
I mean, one that I always stand on, and Scott will love this one, but Stardew Valley is a terrible game.
Oh, God. I could almost picture Hollywood Scott Curry busting through that window.
I've tried to play that game so many times, and it's a bit like I could probably, it's probably a bit like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, I've just, like, it goes into that whole boredom level. Like, if a game's boring, it's no good. Like, and I don't know, there's just something, and I know people love Stardew Valley, and it's like that it's just such an indie darling and this and that. I'm like, but no, it's just I just can't have it. Like, I just no, I can't.
Do you know, the one thing I will say about Stardew Valley, because I'm not the Stardew Valley guy, I appreciate it, but I did not, like Scott has put in an insane amount of time into that game for a number of reasons, mainly that he absolutely adores it. But one thing I've noticed about it is that it's a game that my friends who probably aren't as heavy into gaming as you or I, even they are on board with it. I think once it gets its hooks in you, but I found it to be quite obtrusive first. You know, when I first picked it up, I think actually my daughter was just born. So you're going back a good 8 years. And I remember just thinking, what the hell did I do? And I made the mistake. I didn't consult a guide, but I don't know. I think you might get some people out after you in that one. It's like
Oh,
you
I
need a
know.
moat,
I've
you need a
fought
moat
that
around
one
that
for
hill.
years. Like I know where I know where I lie with that one, but it's trash.
Well, here's one for you, right? And again, shouldn't come as a surprise, but I need to air this. This is all about being cathartic, Alex. I'm going to die in this hill, right? Assassin's Creed Valhalla was a great entry, and those saying it's too long are in it for the clout. I'm going to say that right now, right? I can't have it anymore in podcasts saying that game was too long, but also brag about getting 200 hours in Procopia and not batting an eyelid. You know what I mean? We can't both do the same thing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no, I'm standing up for Eivor.
I thought it was a good game, but I would also say it was a wee bit too long.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long game, but the way some people talk about it is that, it's Persona 5. Like something you could put dozens of hundreds of hours into. But yeah, great entry in the series. And what's good about it is, and I think you noticed this when Shadows was coming out, every time there's a new Assassin's Creed game. So the most recent one is always kind of like meh, and then it's not really appreciated until the new one's about to come out. And it happens time and again. But I think we need a little bit more Valhalla love out there. I think it's a great entry.
And I mean, I suppose that kind of takes you on to like the whole Ubisoft thing. Like, an Ubisoft checklist game isn't a bad game.
No, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Who doesn't enjoy a good Ubisoft checklist game? And if you don't, you're lying.
Aye, I'm with you. We were all there for Far Cry 3. That changed their lives. Rocked our worlds when that came out. Like Assassin's Creed 2, etc. It's like there's a reason. Like they should. I think the one thing that's probably not helping them is their business practices. It's like, guys, right, we can't defend that, but there's some good games in there for sure. And you're right. I think they do get they're an easy target, is what I'm trying to say.
Aye.
Also, it's they are an easy target. It's kind of like, right, if I'm going to, my first contrary opinion in gaming, all Ubisoft games are bad. It's like, right, cool, you got one on the board. But we need to go a little bit deeper than that. But yeah, I don't know. Winds me up a wee bit because I feel like it's just been the same for ages. But don't get me wrong, every time you say that, so when we stop recording this, they're no doubt going to announce something stupid, and they've probably sacked a whole team, or they've just, I don't know, they've taken Splinter Cell out back and shot Sam Fisher.
Sam Fisher's gone, yeah.
Something daft like that. So they do have a awfully good, awfully bad habit of making the world's stupidest decisions that kind of adds credence to that opinion. But yeah, I'm with you on that hill. But we both know Ubisoft are going to do some dumb Ubisoft shit to kind of contradict us, as they always do. This next one, Alex, right? And this is one that's probably more of a trend rather than a game-based one, right? I think gamers on social media and also influencers, etc., who purchase shame should get in the sea. What I mean by that is buy whenever you want. Pre-order the game if you want. I don't care. Wait for a sale. I don't think anybody cares. Ultimately, it's your cash. It's your dollar. Just go be happy. And it's something that creeps up every now and then. You'll get people that might, proudly only boast that they buy games, day one, pre-order, mainly on sale. I'm like, cool. Whatever gives you more power, but don't push it on people, because I'm like, there's a lot of things behind that purchasing decision. Could be a bit of retail therapy, or it could be I was just thinking, let's look at Avatar. That one, that Ubisoft game. I forget the name of it, but that Avatar game. You could be like me. It's like, I'm not paying full price for that.
Pandora.
There we go. A perfect 30 quid, 20 quid game. But regardless of whatever you do, I don't know. I've never got it. The whole like telling people like never pre-order, don't buy it day one, don't buy it day 10. I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Aye. Don't dictate to people what they do.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, and then I know Miss Curry's not here, but I feel like I remember some sort of resolution that it was buying no games day one this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
right.
Certainly, I feel from listening to these podcasts that
it's
can't have happened.
he's failing miserably.
Aye.
Scott, I can't defend you in this one, and I think we might have brought this up actually recently. It might have been off air. How's his challenge going? He's struggling. It's not easy.
No.
But he set an awful lofty target for himself. Notice how I stayed totally quiet because I'm weak. I'm a weak man, Alex. So I'll admit to that weakness, and if it's there, I want that new shiny.
Exactly.
That's just who I am. I
Just
believe
don't pretend.
that's it. That's it. You know, I believe we're one and the same. And Scott also on that, despite his efforts. I think he says he still technically could achieve the challenge if he bought it in day 2.
I think that's bullshit.
So it's like a day 2 buying habit. But yeah, I think one of the things I love about Scott, one of the many things, is that he totally enables that FOMO's okay.
FOMO is absolutely okay.
It's he totally enables you, and we enable each other. We're all are really bad for that. It's like if we're wanting to buy something, we're like, just go do it. Just go do it. Enabling
Why
those
not?
purchases. Why not, indeed? Why not? But I mean, I think I had the last one there. What, you got one to follow up there on your next one? Because I've got a good few here on my list. I had probably put too much time into this afternoon.
A game should not need to be played through twice. Like, see any games where I need to do 2 playthroughs to get the full story? No. And see any games where I need to get 26 different endings, such as that absolute pile of pish that's Nier Automata? Absolutely not.
Yes. I'm with you in that one. Do you know? I don't know if this is a spoiler. Is it? If a game came out last year, Alex, am I outside the realms of spoiler territory?
You're fine.
Well, game of the year last year for many people, including on here, Clear Expedition 33.
But I've not played that, so we can't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling what happens, but there might be an element of that. I'm just saying. So just bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. But it's it's what it is. But one thing that I would say for these type of games is, and I always forget this, is if you play through it and there's like a secret ending or something, that's what YouTube is there for. Let's use it and let's normalise that. Like, don't play it again. If a game took you like 30 hours, don't go through it again. Just, unless you want to, of course, I'm not going to stop you, but I would suggest you just kind of YouTube it, see it, and then just kind of ingest it right at the point where you finished it, so you've got that comparison. But yeah, you're right. I think it's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. Just the whole, nonsense part of it. And that leads me to my next one, right? Dovetails nicely. Right? Any level grind is mind-numbing padding and doesn't respect gamers' time. I'm looking at you, JRPGs. There's just no need. There's no need for it, man. Like, sitting fighting the same enemies over and over again, getting a pittance of XP. Now, look, some people like the grind. There are psychopaths out there. I'm not one of them, Alex. I'm lazy. I just want to kind of beat the enemy and move on and get the next chapter in the story. I don't know about you.
I agree. Completely agree. Like, I do it. It depends how enjoyable that grind is, but I completely get your point. And like, if it's just one of those that I'm grinding for the sake of it and it's not a fun grind, but if it's like a grind and something that I'm leveling up in a way that I'm really having fun leveling up, then I'm quite happy to go and do it. But whereas when I'm just sitting at that stage, I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? Just because I need to do it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like, it's this. I think, like, I've been playing a lot more JRPGs in the past couple of years, and that's largely because of Scott. And as you all know, like Final Fantasy, I had a Final Fantasy Awakening, but every now and then in these type of games, the grind just rears its head, and it's like that's the problem. That's why I've not continued with Final Fantasy X, because I need to go back and grind a bit, and I'm like, no. Just categorically, it's not happening. So my journey ends here for now, and I'm gutted about it because you just want to get through the story, and it just reminds me, like, there's a lot of older games of that ilk that just didn't kind of reinforce that, because it was a different model back then, wasn't it? So like, let's just keep them playing it for as long as possible, because that obviously gets that feeling that you're getting more bang for your buck, which is something I don't disagree with. But yeah, that's my one. But I'll hand over to you, sir. Your next one.
Kojima's never made a good game. No, I'm just sorry, Scott. I'm only kidding.
Fill up
I
my
mean,
chair.
I might believe that, to be fair, but no, I mean, I'm not a controversial person, really. Like, I'm kind of running out of things that I'd be willing to die on a hill
Okay.
for. But I mean, maybe I would kind of say that I don't think Weird makes a good game, and that maybe does pull
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Kojima into
Into
contention.
question.
But yeah,
I mean, listen, you're right. You know, where there's no substance, you can't just obfuscate things to make up for it. And it's the same, not just games; it's movies and TV shows as
yeah.
well. But all of a sudden, you get the media studies cap on, and you're like, "This means that," and interpretation. It's like, mate, it's 10 o'clock at night. I don't want to interpret stuff.
No,
It's
I
just
want it to be like smack bang, like
yeah,
here, hit me between the eyes, like
yeah.
this is
Simple
what's going on
media
here.
for a simple mindset at the time. That's what I want. And, you know, it does indulge. I remember saying that before Death Stranding 2 came out. It's like he had to get a little bit more of the substance in. And Death Stranding 2, for my 2 cents, definitely achieved that, as opposed to Death Stranding 1, which was, that's what happens when you let a creator run riot without any type of guardrails, because you kind of lose sight of what you're actually there to do, which is to make a fun game. And I know Scott's listening to this at this point, and he's probably thrown a shoe or something like
And that's the
that.
only reason I said it.
But yeah, it's I've got a few more here. Here's one that I think everybody will agree with me on. If not, I am definitely dying on this hill. Right? Let me just adjust my notes here. But see, every game when you open it up, right? Every single one, the opening HDR and brightness setting wants things to look way too dark, and I'm going to turn that shit up every single time because I don't want anything jumping out of me, and I am a coward, but I'm turning that up, not all the way, but it was like, this shouldn't be visible. I'm like, hell no, that's way too dark. That's getting cranked up. I don't know what... I know there'll be smarter people than I talking about image quality and all the rest of it, but let's not be afraid of a wee bit of the brightness. That's all I'm saying. That's the dev community. A wee bit of brightness is cool. I'm dying on that hill.
But half the time you can't even tell the difference between the before and the after picture anyway.
That's true. It's mainly the white balance part of it. I think that's the white level, sorry.
Yeah.
It pushes it up. I do appreciate it when they have a wee scene other than a logo. So it's like, Red Dead Redemption 2 comes to mind, right? And the whole picture is taken up, the whole screen's taken up just by a scene, and you can adjust it based on that, and it's like got a mix of shadows and light, and you can actually be right, that looks quite good. See if it's a logo, and it's just like, right, I can't see the wolf logo in that one, but I can see it in that one. You start the game and it's either the sunlight knocks you out, or vice versa, you can't see shit in the dark. Yeah, I'm turning that up all the time, man.
Sounded like the most interesting thing about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, you fiend. I might actually have to issue that as another challenge to you, Alex, to go and play through that full game.
I can't try it again.
You have to. So good. That's another one. It wasn't too slow. It fit the game, and it's you that's the problem. I will die in that hill. I do appreciate it. It's a very deliberate game. It's a deliberate game. It's not like the first, which is definitely way more action orientated, but so I'm quite intrigued by some of the games that are on the horizon. If they're going to take inspiration from it, there might be one that might be out by the time this goes live. You said you don't have any more hills to die on, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll always keep the door open just in case. I've got a few more here. Well, no, I'll just try to get the top ones at the road here, right? Here's one, right? Battle Royales, they took the game industry backwards. I'm going to die on that hill. I feel like it's just created a trend that executives are just chasing constantly, and we've never really been able to claw way back out of it. And it's been absolute catnip for microtransactions.
Yep.
So, yeah, I feel like it's took the industry backwards a bit. Another one, game length. Sometimes size does matter, Alex, you know what I mean? And it should be related to price. I don't care if it's a top quality 7 to 10 hour story. That shit shouldn't be 70 to 80 quid, Nintendo. looking at you guys, but
Nintendo tax is real.
yeah, and I think, unfortunately, with these rising prices, that I'm a bit suspicious that Sony still haven't blinked yet. So with Wolverine and that coming out, I was like, they're definitely cranking that to 80 quid, and they've not, which is making me uneasy. But with these rising prices, there is an implication that I'm going to be using that for a long time. And there has been some examples, like 50 quid games and all that, like, coming out, and it's like, right, okay, they're usually quite a sweet spot, and you actually find that they're quite long as well in some cases. It's bizarre. But then every now and then you get shafted with like a big 70, 80 quid game, like if The Last of Us Part 3 or something had come out. And I know you could replay it and have all these different modes and stuff. I'm like, I'm just not really too sure. I suppose the most recent one, you could argue, Resident Evil Requiem. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that should be 20 quid, but maybe could it be 60? You know what I mean? Instead of the full price yet? Who knows? But I just feel like there's a conversation there.
Wasn't it 60?
Was it 60?
Think
I'm
it
not sure. I
was.
didn't buy it.
Maybe I'm wrong. But I
Yeah.
thought it was 60 rather than 70, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. It's just something I feel like comes up every now and then. And I hear it a lot more from those with, I would say, unlimited access. It's kind of a little bit, not tone deaf, but I think a lot of gamers out there that are probably more casual than you or I aren't really willing to accept that they've sunk 70, 80 quid into a game and it's over in 7 to 10 hours. They're probably thinking it's something they can at least get 30 to 40 out of, do you know what I mean? In one playthrough without the replay stuff. But yeah, it's a difficult one, because, for instance, if you get Intergalactic coming out looking like a PlayStation exclusive, like, is that going to be 30 plus hours? Is it going to be less? It's just going to be look shit hot. Who knows? But yeah, I just feel like that's a conversation on a hill that I will tentatively die on. It does just depend. We've got a couple more here, right? Let's see. Every game needs a demo digitally again. I'll definitely die on that hill. Streamers, God love them, not all of them, they are essentially buskers. That's another one. It's true. Let's see. Gaming previews saying the first 15 minutes of X game are useless. What else did I write down here? God, there's some whoppers in here, and I'm like, do I actually read these ones?
Go for it. Come on.
Let's see. E3 is needed, and every splicing and compartmentalization of announcements/directs has made things less exciting within the announcement space. I don't know. I feel like we've diluted it probably a bit too far. Jeff Keighley's come in and made it worse because he can't get he's got the circus tent. He doesn't have the acts. That's probably the reason why I'm like, we do need E3. We knew the big dogs were going to be there. And I don't know. It would be amazing to see it come back. Is Jeff the guy to do it? He's definitely in the best position to do so. So who knows? He just needs to get the big guys in with him. And they do give him stuff. It's not that he has, like, not without that, but there's a space for these kind of major festival type moments of announcements coming out, which is really bizarre when you consider it's just a big giant marketing exercise. But that's the economy for gamer hype, I suppose, isn't it? I'm just trying to see one more to kind of round this off. I'm just kind of going through my list here just to make sure there's any ones that I've missed out. There's one here that I know that if I utter this, it's actually just a follow-up from what I was saying to Scott. I'm going to say it there, this is a parting gift for Hollywood Scott Curry. But I want to finish it by saying Dark Souls 2 is actually one of the best in the entire series. It needs more love and respect put in its name. And I might actually think it's better than Dark Souls 3. So yeah, I'm going to die on that hill. He might be shouting at clouds just now. But yeah, I'm willing to take it. But yeah, I don't know. What's your lineage with Dark Souls, Alex?
I haven't played any Dark Souls. So the only Souls game I've played, Elden Ring.
You weren't a fan?
I loved Elden Ring for the experience. But I'm not I don't have the patience and the skills for Souls-like games. Like, it's just not my genre.
Fair enough. I mean, see if you were ever in the mood. So 2 is an awkward game, right? But it's one of those ones I think ages like fine wine. But Demon Souls, the remake, is a game that I keep forgetting happened, and I loved it. And I would totally recommend that. It's kind of like if you've played Elden Ring and it's like, do you know what? I'm feeling a little bit like I want some pain, but it's not the most painful one in the series, for sure. You can actually make your way through that pretty well, and it's a pretty good showcase on the PS5 Pro, which is always a added bonus these days.
Let's go more on Blue Point.
I know.
Damn you, Battle Royales.
I know, man. That's what I mean. No, it took us backwards. We could have had more cool single player games to kind of go through it, and instead, here we are. And do you know the funny thing is, right? We went from an era where you'd have a single player game with a token multiplayer whacked onto it. Look at Uncharted, right? Or even The Last of Us, and they were just there. They ticked a box. To then all of a sudden, they became the forced upon main event. Something like Fortnite happened, and it's like multiplayer, man. That's where it's at. And don't get me wrong, it's a humongous chunk of the pie, but it's not really where the quality is. You're after a completely different audience there, man, and that's probably why we're not enjoying it.
Shift all that pish to mobile players. Mobile gaming's not real gaming.
Oh God, man. Well, I can say that now because I'm in recovery from Marvel Snap. It's been about nearly 2 months, and I don't miss it at all, Alex. Man, I can't quite believe I managed to give that game up. I saw something about it the other day, and they've added like a new archetype, and I'm like, nope, like
done.
Peace out. You've got everything you can out of me. I am but a husk at this point.
Just can't do it to myself anymore.
No, I can't. But yeah, I mean, that's some hills worth dying on, I suppose. I've been intrigued as well. Any listeners, viewers out there, if there's any gaming hills that you want to share, you will die on. Is there ones that you think me and Alex will be out of whack on, or do you firmly agree? Let us know. Be good to know how many hills are out there, to be honest with you. I'm sure there's plenty. And we'll obviously report back on Scott's thoughts next week on that. I'm sure he'll be in agreement with Alex's take on Kojima.
And probably one thing I did forget to say is like the hill is that not everybody does care about Grand Theft Auto 6.
Do you know what? You're a living example of that, Alex. Example of that. To be fair, truth be told, outside the conversations we had on the show, I'm kind of not believing that that's coming out this year still. Like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to jinx anything. Let's just keep things going in November. And I will take that time off, by the way. I will do it. Just a wee bit of me time. Can't beat it, Alex. Can't beat it. But I digress. It's time for us to move on to the last segment of the show, which means that it is time for the Pixel Picks Showdown, where each week we each pick a game from our chosen theme and decide which one deserves to live on in the hallowed Pixel Picks list, which is our definitive list of the best games we recommend and pass on to the next generation of gamers. Now, last week's theme was Best AA Game, with Lies of P becoming the latest addition to that list. And in this week's showdown, we're going to be debating the best game that split the fan base we think should feature on the Pixel Picks list. Now, Alex, I'm just consulting the list here, and I've also realised that you're a bit of a disadvantage because you don't have the list in front of you.
Well, yeah, I was thinking this myself, so I'm like, I don't know if these games are on the list or not, but we'll see.
Is it more uncouth tactics by Liam Kirkkelvin to go for the low-hanging fruit? Who knows? It's all hyperbole and conjecture at this point. Maybe it is, but I'm on a mission here. I've made a point here, right? You're the only person that I've logged on here as to like that was Alex's entry. I have no idea who won it every week in between. So I've got an exercise on my hands to go through.
You've got a lot of episodes to go back through.
I do. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm sure Scott will remember because he's probably noted every single one of them in his head.
Probably. I think he went on a pure like godly winning streak at one point on this. I mean, I couldn't get a look in. That's probably like my villain origin story, because I was like, nah, I need to start going for more low-hanging fruit here. Start getting some wins. But yeah, it's a good one this week because we've been talking about a lot of things that might divide people, and we're talking about games that have divided the fan base. Now, I will give you a big step for a hint just in case you put it on there, but The Last of Us Part 2 is already on said list. I'm just trying to see what category that was on.
I did think that probably would have been.
Yeah, it was on for Game of the Year winner game in week 35. of this. That was a long time ago. So yeah, I'm going to hand over to you, Alex, being the guest on the show. But yeah, honourable mention and your pick, please, sir. And
Yeah.
I will not tell you if it's already on the list.
Okay. My honourable, my honourable, no, I'll take the piss. I can't actually say it. My honourable mention this week is a game. It's like the only good Final Fantasy game.
Oh, right.
It's Final Fantasy 16 because it's not a Final Fantasy game. Like basically, I thought because I enjoyed Final Fantasy 16. I thought it was a good game, but obviously it did kind of split the fan base because a lot of people saying it's not really a Final Fantasy game. But that's not my pick. And my pick, and I'm sure Scott's going to love this pick because I know he meant the wee story about this and all. But my pick for best game that split the fan base is Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because obviously that was the point in the series where it reinvented itself and became turn-based and completely split the fan base. And they say, what the fuck are you doing? Started a whole new series with Ichiban.
Ichiban, yeah.
Is the best character in gaming. And I genuinely loved that game. So my pick is Yakuza Like a Dragon because it's just such a great story, great game, batshit, like something that made me fall in love with the series. And now as I'm going back through, like now I'm up to 3. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And I like Kiryu and I like his story and I like where it's going, but Shiban's still my man.
Yeah, no, fair enough. That's actually a really good shout. I didn't even think of that one, but you're right. It did split the fan base when it came out. Christ, I'm pretty sure Scott didn't like a dragon for that. I'm not that he didn't
I'm pretty
like
sure
it.
That's the case as well.
Yeah. There's layers to this pick. There's layers to it. No, good shout, man. Good shout. I think for me, I went back into the darkest recesses of my mind, and I've got 2 games that I actually could pick either way. But for me, I think the one that I'm going to do my honourable mention goes to Batman Arkham Knight. I feel like that split the fan base to some degree, not to a massive degree, but to some degree because of the Batmobile. Too much Batmobile, and I am in that camp. And I'm very much like, I love Arkham Knight, but there's way too much Batmobile bits. You get to a point about 80% through that game, and it's a big, massive Batmobile battle with said Arkham Knight, and it's a nightmare. Like, it's just not fun to play. And I've played through this game. Like, I've 100%ed this game. I have played it multiple times as part of my pretty annual Arkham replays, and I never enjoy it. I always trudge through it, and it felt like it lost something. Just a little bit of magic, especially if you are, pitch the scene right. If you've played through Asylum, then went into City, and then went into Arkham Knight, it does feel different. Don't get me wrong, you're like, wow, still one of the best looking games of all time. Like, the artistic direction in that game's so good. There's so much to like. But unfortunately, I think because of the spirit and the feel of it, I feel like it split the fan base. So I thought I'm going to have to go for that for my honourable mention here. But my pick this week is one that when I first played it, and I was in the camp that absolutely loved it, probably my second favourite in the series. And I didn't really come to appreciate how much it split the fan base until many years later, because when you're talking about it, you're either on one side of the coin or the other. And the game I'm picking is BioShock Infinite, which now I've said out loud, I'm like, have I shot myself in the foot? As he scans the list a little bit. Should have checked that, Liam. No, but I feel that this is one that, the people either really loved it like I did. Like, I thought it was such a special experience. Or they came down the side of, do you know what? It was too much of a shooter. And I don't enjoy that. But to be fair, I didn't really feel like it had more or less shooting than any of the ones that came before it, for me personally. Didn't have the same like god tier like storytelling that you did in like the original. And I'm not going to spoil that, even though it's an old ass game at this point, but I still feel like where it left you, that story that it told, BioShock Infinite, I found it absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing at the time. And I adored it. I really did, and I still do. And it also has one of the best renditions of God Only Knows I've ever heard. And yeah, I don't know. It was a moment in time for me, Alex, very special. I've yet to return to it because it's just like all the Bioshock games. I think I just really need to lock in and just kind of just burn through them. It's not like Arkham for me, but yeah, I'm just going to pick that one as the best one that split the fan base. But what's your thoughts on Bioshock Infinite?
Never played it.
Never played it?
I've never played a Bioshock game.
That's definitely what I'd recommend. You know, I think you'd... Oh, actually, first person.
I know.
It's not...
It's not as much of a shooter, that's not so bad. Like, it's one of those series that I've thought about.
I think, like, that'd be a good one on the Rogue. Now thinking about it, like, do I actually have one on Xbox? But it's the remastered versions are there, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. Even Bioshock 2, you know what I mean, which is probably the lesser loved out of the all three in the series. But I think there'll be a time, and there's a you that hasn't played Bioshock, and then there's a you that's definitely played Bioshock. Like, after you see what happens and experience it firsthand, and it's a very special game world, and it is. It's a moment in time, but it's absolutely fantastic. But I can't recommend it more, man. However,
I'll put it on the list.
Yes, please do.
Not on your list, not on this list.
No.
I'll put it on
I feel it's do you know, you gave me a belter the last time you were on the show with Mini Shoot Adventures, by the way. Absolute 11 out of 10 game. And
I'm so happy to just see that. I'm so happy it's finally made its way to consoles, because it was criminally underlooked. Because I did think they'd maybe get rid of that apostrophe, but they didn't.
I didn't even notice that, actually. You're right. But yeah, it was good to see it kind of get its flippers. You're right, when it came to consoles, because it's a wonderful game. You should go play it. But we're here to talk about the winner, Alex. I'm going to hand this in your hand for the deciding vote. Now, of course, you can go either way here, because I'm happy for either to go here, because I think they're both two very good examples. But do you feel that it's a Yakuza thing more than Bioshock Infinite? Even though you've not played Infinite, Bill, but do you feel like one from your recollections?
I mean, given how much I love Like a Dragon, I feel like that's like it's, and I think it would probably annoy Scott more.
I'm going to put that on there. Well, I'm going to give him a rating. So,
I mean, is there any other Yakuza games on the list?
I don't think so. No, I was just
because I mean, see if that was the only Yakuza game that made the list.
Yeah,
I think that would be quite funny.
Do you know what? It is. There's no other Yakuza game on the list, so this is your final revenge on Hollywood Scott Curry for this week. You have the last laugh this week, Sunday. But yeah, we'll give it to Yakuza Like a Dragon, because I do think it's an excellent example of that, to be fair. You know, it did divide the fan base, and it was a big shock in terms of what Yakuza is. And
there's so many people I know that still just refuse point blank to play it because like it's not my Yakuza.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a bigger dividing line in the fan base than what Bioshock Infinite had, which was basically it's a little bit, instead of being in the sea, it's in the sky, and it feels like it's a wee bit too shootery, which is not. But that's probably not as much of a differentiator as to what Yakuza Like a Dragon is. So yeah, congratulations, Yakuza Lad, as the latest addition to the Pixel Picks list as the best game that split the fan base. Now, I'm just
big.
I'll just put your name here, Alex's pick to wind up Scott. We've got that noted. I'm sure he is probably cursing both our names at this point. I hope he's enjoying this.
Forever like it, we're moving into that house as well. I'm like,
God, that's the thing. He doesn't realise there's lots more opportunity to wind him up this year, Alex, because it's the first of many big moments for him as he's getting ready to welcome baby number 2 later this year. So yeah, we're definitely, Hollywood Scott Curry is going to get some checks cast in, I think, as the year goes on. But yeah, it's yeah, that wraps things up already, man. I can't believe it's the end of the episode already, but it does mean it brings us to the end of this week's podcast, of course. So thank you once again for joining us. And remember, go support small independent games made out there. So if you like what you hear, enjoy the podcast, just share on social media, tell your pals about us, whatever you do. It helps us out and makes a massive difference. And remember, go join our free Patreon community at patreon.com/pixelparents to support the show. Now, Alex, it's test time. Now, we know you as the veiled one. I think we should let people know why. you're known as a Veildon, and where people can find you online if they want to hear more of your calming tones each and every week.
You can find me as one of the regulars on the minute. I'm really struggling tonight. You'll find me as one of the regulars on the Mimics Fail podcast. Get new episodes every Thursday. So search for the Mimics Fail on your podcast app of choice. Yeah, just as well we're at the end, Liam, isn't it? Or you can find me at Alex Survives on Blue Sky. That's largely it, to be fair, these days. Sometimes, been a long time since I've been on Twitch, but I might come back one day. You never know. Just don't find the time these days.
I know that's the real final boss for all of us, isn't it? But yeah, please do, guys. Go. We say it every time he's on, but go check out Alex on Blue Sky, and also go follow and support the guys at the Mimics Veil. You'll get them everywhere. You can find your podcasts, and if you want to follow me on Blue Sky, and again, I'm probably going to be shouting at clouds, Alex, as I usually do. You'll get me at carmelite.bsky.social.
On Truth Social, yeah.
Was that?
On Truth Social, yeah.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. Aye, that's where you'll find me. Jeez Louise, it's been a week. It has been a week. Between, like, you know, all the crap happening in the world and watching Louis Theroux documentaries, I'm an angry old man this week, I have to say. But yeah, on that note, you can also get Scott Curry as well at llamaman.bsky.social. Well, none of us are actually on Truth Social. I just want to say that. I'm doing the same thing. I'm getting tired. I can't speak. Please protect your boys and girls out there, or your children, from anything that's on Truth Social manosphere or big, you know, presidential paedophiles like Donald Trump. Protect them at all costs. They're out to get us. But yeah, I want to give a massive thank you to our producer and music man, the talented and handsome Mr. Sean Murray. So go show him some sweet nasty love. Check out his work on Instagram at barehandsdesigns and barehandsdesigns.com, because it's his birthday this week. So happy birthday, Sean. We hope
happy
you get
birthday.
more people over there and joining you on that. And of course, you can listen to the next episode on all major podcast platforms and follow us on Blue Sky at pixelparents.bsky.social, or write to us at pixelparentspodcast@gmail.com. So wherever you are, we always say, just like, share, subscribe, and just play some damn games. Have fun. Alex, it has been a pleasure, as always.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me again.
Anytime, sir. But until next time, stay safe, stay sane, and thanks for listening. Play Alan Wake 2.